Welcome everyone to the Sideshow episode 7.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome to the party. Ooh, ooh.
Mm-mm. We did this a little different this time because this week we actually interviewed Zoey and we just finished talking with her. It was amazing. And
As always.
yes, as it always is. And that one's going to be out on August 29th, but I know you'll hear this long before that. So we don't want to give too many spoilers, but just know that it was a wonderful conversation. We had a great time. She did a little reading. She read our auras and she did a 1-card tarot reading for each of us that were quite interesting.
Spot on for me.
Spot on. Yeah. So
we'll have to talk about that offline because I have thoughts.
Yeah. Okay.
So mark your calendars for that because you will
it-
want to tune in because she is always a delight and
she is.
has the best stories.
She does. And you get to see her baby
Something's going on in my throat. I don't know, but
if it's anything like Teresa Caputo, you know, I told you I've been watching her show. She gets a little in her throat when someone's trying to talk to her.
Do you know what?
Spirit realm.
Last night I was going to bed and I got the most intense ringing in my right ear. And my immediate thought was, who's trying to talk to me? It was so strong. And I was like, what do you need? Who is it? And then it just faded away.
Yeah, I get that a lot. And I thought it was my ears.
I don't get it a lot. So that's why I noticed it like right away because it doesn't happen that often.
My ears are always ringing. There's always a dull going on. But
have you gotten that looked at?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Age happens.
Just want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah. But the thing I do get is every once in a while, it sounds like something went and slammed it shut.
Yeah.
And it goes.
I've gotten that where it feels like, it literally feels like something just shut off.
Yeah.
Like, you know, where all of a sudden that click through. So I know exactly what you're talking about there. And it's like, oh, what?
Yeah.
It's like quiet. There's a different level of quiet going on.
And I've just recently learned that could be spiritual as well. And if it's your left ear, it could be something that's in the room or somebody that has come into your energy that's bad. And if it's the right ear, it's not. It's just someone that wants to talk to you.
Yeah, it was right.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that just made me think of that. I don't know why, but anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, so what do we have to talk about this week? I know we all wrote down a couple of things.
You guys, our patio is pretty much complete. All they have to do is put the sand in to lock it. It has taken quite a while. It's started
been a saga.
I was just going to started right before Memorial Day weekend, and we are now halfway through July.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had a lot of rain and stuff going on in that. Also, like they are, you know, he's fairly, you know, probably been in the business for a couple of years now, like knows what he's doing, but also we had a very specific, like we have a pool, we have a, you know, the house, you've got to put all these things in. And so he actually was doing things that he's never done before. And so taking a lot of time, he's had some reps out with a couple of different things. So they relayed some of the areas a couple of times. And
well, that's good that he's, you know, making sure he's doing it right.
Yep. And he's getting all that because he's like, well, now I have more things that I can, you know, use to advertise to people. And so they will be taking some drone shots that I know Steve loves of the backyard and that sort of stuff so that he can show a before and after type pictures. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So it's really exciting. I can't wait to like be able to go work out there on my days I'm working from home. And,
Nice.
I'll be working from home starting this coming week, 4 days out of the 5.
Nice.
Save a little gas money.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And you can
really
wear
nice.
your PJs.
I know.
And you can sleep in.
Nice.
Well, no, because I still have to bring Jordan to date.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a process to get him ready. He is not a morning person, so he needs a lot of time.
Yeah.
Which I get.
Yeah.
But it'll be nice.
Nice.
He won't
be out of the week, get it out of the way early in the week and then chill for the rest of the week. Oh,
exactly. Like
so nice.
I don't have to fight traffic. I only have to pay for 1 day of parking. it'll be so great. It'll save
Yeah.
so much miles on my car, which I can then use to go other places.
Right.
So it won't save miles. They'll just be put towards something else.
Yeah. I mean, that's, I would call that saving.
They're just recommissioned for other things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're
Yep.
reallocated to a different
Allocated.
fund.
There you go. Yep,
There we
yep,
go.
Yep.
It's business jargon for you.
Right.
Well, AP,
Oh.
I'm very excited that your patio is almost done.
Me too.
You're going to have a celebratory drink out there.
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely.
Or 3.
Or
Yes.
or the whole bottle. It's fine.
It's fine.
You don't
Hey,
have to
Betty's
drive.
fine.
It says it's a glass. You just didn't tell me what kind of glass it had to be.
Yeah.
Right.
It's their fault for not
That's right.
specifying.
For not being specific.
Not being specifying. Yep.
Yeah.
Specificity.
That's yeah.
Words are tough, okay?
I know. Speaking of patios, I woke up this morning to my big giant tree.
I'm so
Pieces of
sad.
this tree. I mean, the tree itself
What
is
kind
still
of tree
there.
is it?
It's an elm,
Oh.
and we inoculate it. We give it
Mhm.
its vaccination so it doesn't get Dutch elm disease. And people have been doing that. Whoever's owned this house the whole time.
Yeah.
The tree's been there longer than anything else in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
And if that tree were to fall over, it would take out half the neighborhood.
It
Yep.
would.
Because I mean, like we went to brunch today and we saw trees that, you know how when the water gets really wet, the whole tree just goes, and
Yep.
then all that, you know how trees are
Did
like
you just
whatever
say
you
when the
s-
water gets really wet?
Did I say wet?
Yeah.
When the
I was
water
gonna
gets
let it go.
I think I meant when the soil gets really wet.
Okay.
And then the whole tree just goes over as opposed to breaking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know how like there's twice as much from what you can see on the top
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
underneath.
It's the iceberg of
Yeah.
the land.
Right. Our whole neighborhood would be gone if that tree did that,
It
Yep.
really would.
because that tree is enormous.
Mhm.
And I love that tree.
I would
And-
the only
Well-
thing I would hope is it would fall on your driveway, because any
Yes.
other way it would destroy a house.
It would destroy
Well,
a
and
house.
destroy a house.
But it
The-
would destroy our house just because all the land would come up.
Yep.
That's true.
The tree is probably down like this underneath our house, you know.
It probably is. It's probably underneath the whole neighborhood, honestly.
But
Oh,
anyway, we
Ambrose.
lost 2 giant branches, one fairly big up on the main level, and then a
Mhm.
really big one down on the bottom level that broke into the garden tiers. There's 3 tiers of the garden. Broke
No.
in, and the stones are all
The
knocked
retaining
out.
wall there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the retaining
Did
wall.
it hurt your fence?
No. Missed
Okay,
the
well,
fence.
that's good.
When we were in Scotland, not this last time, but the time before, so it would have been 2018. We were in Scotland on our last day, and there was a storm here, and a big branch fell out and took most of the back of the fence down,
Mm,
and that had to get redone.
Yep.
Poor Ambrose.
I know.
Well, and I mean, I know there's a lot of people I see on the Nextdoor app who get really upset about all these trees coming down, blah, blah, blah. They do have a lifespan,
Yeah.
right? Like at
Yeah.
some point we know, and especially when you see all these really big, old, mature trees, that's a thought that starts coming in, because
Yeah.
it's like, do you get, how do you get in front of it?
Mhm.
Or do you just wait to
Mhm.
see what happens, kind of stuff? And
Yeah.
obviously, trees can be healthy until they're just not.
Yeah.
And
That
so
was deep.
That's deep.
yeah, we took down a tree because it was dropping branches left and right and just dead. The
Mhm.
tree was not dead, but
Mhm.
it was acting like it. And so
Mhm.
we
Maybe it
ended up
was
taking that
dying?
out. There was no rot or anything in it, no
Oh.
sign of disease. So we ended up taking it down, which is kind of unfortunate, but
Yeah.
we planted a cherry tree over there and in that spot. And that's where our pumpkin patch is as well.
Aw.
fun.
Yep, but
Well,
we
it's
will.
okay. You planted one to replace
Yep,
the one
we
you
got to
took.
take down our ash tree. We inoculated it last year, but unfortunately, the city was aware that emerald ash borer was in the area, and they
Mhm.
didn't let anybody really know. They didn't do any notifications,
Yeah.
which I feel like they should have, because they took
Yeah,
down a whole bunch
probably.
of stuff. Now, pretty much everybody's ash tree in the neighborhoods are all gone.
Oh.
Or they're all zombie trees. Like we've
Yeah.
got some new growth on it, but all the main big stems of this tree are gone.
That sucks.
So that's
Yeah.
the whole thing's got to come down. But it's like, had
It's
we
too
known
bad.
about it, potentially when it was first showing up, when they first
Mhm.
started doing things, we may have been able to save it better, or
Mhm.
others may have been able to save their trees.
Mhm.
Some
Yeah.
trees died, I mean, almost immediately.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a tree guy coming out tomorrow, so we'll figure out what we have to do. There's also a branch that broke and is hanging and just
Oh,
kind of swinging
yep.
up there.
That's
So
that's called a widowmaker.
yeah, that's a little dangerous. So
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
don't like that.
gotta watch the
Mm-mm.
animals when we go out and
Get
stuff.
it
But they're
together,
coming tomorrow,
Ambrose.
so
Get it
hopefully,
together.
yeah, get
Yep.
it together. So hopefully we can save the tree. I mean, it is
Yeah,
pretty
I
Yeah.
hope
healthy
so.
every
I
other
know
way. So
you love the
Mhm.
tree a
I
lot.
love that tree,
Yes.
and it is giving shade to the whole
The
backyard.
whole
So
Well, it's
yard.
always giving
Yeah.
shade to everyone.
yeah, it's kind of rude that way, really.
I
Anyway,
I was
can't
hoping
even
you picked up on
imagine
that.
what your yard would look like if you had to get that tree down.
it would be fucking hot as shit.
It would be. You wouldn't be able to sit outside anymore.
A naked yard.
It wouldn't. It would be awful back
No,
there.
it'd be
Yeah.
terrible.
I know. I thank Ambrose every day when I'm out there in the
Yeah.
shade. So
He's delightful.
it's delightful. So that's that.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing I had on the list, Shannon, our patron Shannon,
Mhm.
she sent me a reel
Mhm.
from Instagram. Let me see if I can find it really quick.
Blink too much. Now I'm becoming really aware of my blinking. Am I blinking a lot?
I don't think so.
Now I'm like
I don't think you blinked
Now
too
I'm-
much.
Oh boy.
hyper fixated on it.
All right.
Nobody look at
Um,
me blinking.
Just
Nobody a what?
don't check your uvula today.
I know. I won't.
Or dongle. I'm sorry, your
It's-
dongle.
Yeah, that's the
dongle.
medical term. Is dongle.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
call
I
Mayo.
can't-
They're
I
changing
can't
it.
find it.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a joke about a difference between a genealogist and a gynecologist. And it had funny cat pictures with it. So I will
Well,
send it to you guys, and
win-win all
then
around.
I'll put it in the video.
She'll
I'll
it
put
right
it in the
Sounds good.
audio
here.
too.
Just kidding. She won't. I don't know. I just wanted to do that because I
What?
see all the influencers doing that.
Oh,
Look
Put it
right,
right here.
here.
it'll be right here. I'll put it right on that screen. Yeah.
And they have to touch everything with their nails.
Yeah. Okay, AP, do you want to do one of yours?
Yeah, I see Robert Irwin all the time on Instagram, and he is a like world treasure, so we need to just cherish
Oh,
him.
okay.
I love him.
He
so
is
like
Is he the
so-
chef?
time?
He's
No,
the
no,
chef,
no.
right?
Steve Irwin's
Oh,
son.
Steve Irwin's kid.
Not
I was thinking
Irvin.
Irvin. I was thinking of Irvin.
Irwin.
Okay. Irwin.
Yep.
Okay. Steve's son.
Anytime he comes up on my page,
adorable.
instantly I'm in
Oh,
a happy
but
mood.
you know what?
Yeah.
You know, even and it's not just like the animal ones. Like I watched one, and this was after this video that I saw him. He was in his little workout room, and a bat was in there, and so he picked it up and
Yep.
moved it somewhere and talked about it. And then he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, and don't pick up bats with your
Yeah.
hands. Like you shouldn't be doing that. Like I know
Yeah.
what I'm doing, but you shouldn't do this. Like
Yeah.
make sure to look for
saw
these
that.
things." But you know, he's got other things like Bindi has endometriosis, I believe, or
Oh,
PCOS, one of those.
oh.
She was having such severe pains and things like that. And he's been standing up and speaking about like, we need research into these things. We need to do things to help women. And, you know, obviously he was raised by a very strong mother and a very strong sister and just, you know, family in general. So it's just, he's just a
delight.
treasure. And yeah, he's so
Talk about a green flag guy.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like they're sprinting. The green flags are just like flowing off of him like a cape, like a very long cape.
A very long green cape. Yes, I love him. He is just such a doll.
Mhm.
And if
I
you
think
don't
he's so
follow
sweet.
him on Instagram or something, I highly recommend it because
Mhm.
yeah, Megan, like you said, it just brightens your day because
It's
he's
just
so
instant serotonin.
he's just like his dad. He's so
Mhm.
excited about the like weird little things that all of us can connect to at some point because we've all been super excited about something weird.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just
Not me.
yeah.
I love it.
So
I'm
Not you.
always
that
grounded.
was my we need to protect him.
I like
We
it.
do. I love him. He's like a carbon copy of his dad too.
Yes, very
Yeah.
much
He's
so.
sweet.
Yeah. I used to watch Steve Irwin shows all the time.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And Bindi was just a little tiny kid.
Well, and
Just a teeny-
Bindi, I love Bindi Sue. She's named after a crocodile and a dog. Because his
Nice.
dog was
That's perfect.
Suey and the, dog was Suey and the crocodile was Bindi.
Okay.
That whole family is just,
They're so sweet.
and what
Mhm.
their mother, I can't think of her name right
Terry.
now. Terry. She is just, she's done such a great job with those kids.
She looks
and
exactly the same.
Yeah,
She
she
does.
does. She hasn't
and
aged
she's
a bit.
really upheld Steve's legacy, and it
Yes.
shines through the kids, and
Yeah,
you
they
can
all
see
have.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
just been so sweet. Oh, I love her. I love the whole family.
Yep.
Mhm.
They're gold.
Yes, they are. So yeah, that's
Speaking of gold, I don't know if it's working for you, but right here on my
I've
screen,
seen that.
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
flashing even when
Yep.
I'm not talking.
I've
yeah.
seen that.
I've
don't know
seen
what that
that going on.
Maybe that's your dad.
Maybe that's my dad.
It was-
He's sitting in this chair.
It was doing that the last time we recorded too.
Oh, did it? Oh, I didn't
Mhm.
even notice. I wonder, maybe it won't be in the final result. Maybe it's just what we're seeing right now.
Maybe.
Because I didn't notice it when I was editing last time.
You'll have to keep an eye out this time to see.
I will.
Yeah, it wasn't as consistent as it's been today, but yeah, I did remember seeing it last time and I was like, oh, well,
It's probably my camera dying.
it's all surviving.
Oh, whatever. The only other thing I wanted to bring up is that Rebecca from the TDF group, Facebook group,
Yep.
she was approached by somebody who claimed to be Steve
Oh,
Dashabi,
sure.
Mhm.
and he wanted to be in the group. And she was like, I don't think so. Steve doesn't have Facebook. And he's like, no, I just opened up this Facebook account. And she was showing me some of this, like screenshots of some of the stuff he was saying. And I'm like, I don't think so. He then recorded a message to her, and I will play it here. But it is a voice that sounds like Steve Dashabi saying, hey, Rebecca, darling, I
No.
understand that you want to make sure that this is
What is
really
she,
me
Wendy,
and that
darling?
this is not fake and blah, blah, blah. She what?
I said, what is she, Wendy, darling?
Yeah.
Yes, this is Steve. Rebecca, darling, I want to take a moment to address any concerns you might have regarding my intentions. I completely understand the importance of trust, especially in online connections. I've had my fair share of negative experiences with scams, and I know how disheartening it can be. That's why I value honesty and openness in my interactions. If there's anything specific you'd like to know about me or discuss to build trust, please feel free to ask. I'm here to be transparent and genuine. Looking forward to continuing our conversation.
And it really sounded like him, but there was something in the cadence that was a little funny. And I said, I think it's AI.
That's
Mhm.
And
yeah,
she
AI.
fucked around with the guy a little bit more. And she asked him the right questions or the wrong questions according to him, and he cut off. So it was fake. So
Plus, I don't think Steve would ever call anybody darling.
I think he would.
I don't. I
Mm-mm.
don't see that coming
Really?
from Steve.
I don't see darling as a term that he would use.
I feel
Okay,
like he'd
I can
only
kinda
use
picture
it
it.
on somebody he really knows.
Sweetie, maybe. Like,
I don't. Yeah. So that would have thrown me right away.
Let me see if I don't think I have it.
It is freezing in my basement right now.
Really?
take a step outside.
I know. I might have to after this.
Amy, do you have one more thing you want to say? Something about Lady Jane?
Oh, yeah, I had it's a new show on Prime. So people who like Bridgerton meets like Renegade Nell a little bit.
Okay.
My Lady Jane is a series. It is based on Lady Jane Grey, who was the 9 Days Queen. So she was named the heir to the throne when King Edward VI died when he was 15. He named her instead of Mary, his sister, by Henry VIII. So Henry VIII died. Edward comes into his power, but he was very sickly and he didn't live very long. And this has a fantasy element and everything to it, but it's just, for people who might need that little bit of kick in between things, it's pretty fun. They're obviously taking liberties with this being fantasy aspect too, and so I don't think Edward is dead.
Oh.
We get told that Edward is dead. And Mary tried to, destroy the will so that she was named and create a fake will so that she would be named the heir. But yeah, it's
drama.
Yeah, I'm halfway through it, but it's pretty interesting. So
Nice. Sounds good.
Cool.
Where can people stream it?
That's on Amazon Prime.
Okay. I didn't know if you said that.
Mhm.
Okay. I forgot.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
I added something.
Okay.
And
I have mine printed out, so it's not on my printed copy. What would you
yes,
like
I
to
added.
talk about, Megan?
My ADHD meds. They are
Yes.
kicking. They're going strong. They're going too strong. I missed a meeting. I focused right through a meeting I had the other day at work. And I was like, oh shit. I have noticed they are an appetite suppressant. So when I take them, I barely eat because I just don't get hungry.
Really?
Yeah. So like right now, we went to church this morning, and after church they had a little brunch. So Jordan and I stayed for that, and then I have not been hungry. I'm just getting hungry now. And yesterday I didn't get hungry until like 6 p.m. So, but when
Interesting.
I get hungry, it's like it goes from you're fine to like
I'm going to
you're
eat my
shaky
face.
and your blood sugar's low
Yeah.
and you're starving.
That's
and-
because you haven't been eating like you
Right.
normally
Mhm.
were. Yeah. Maybe set a little something on your phone to say have a cracker every 2
I
hours
had
or something.
some
Holly
watermelon
wants a cracker.
yesterday at about noon, but that's not very sustaining. It's pretty much
No,
just
but
red
maybe
water.
maybe it's the planning for small meals throughout the day rather than three
Mhm.
larger ones.
Yeah. So that's been, but it's really good. I have
Good.
my checkup, my 1 month checkup with the doctor on the 30th to
Good.
see how it's been working for me.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. It is
that's
very
amazing.
nice. I definitely do see a change.
Good.
So,
Good.
and I don't have any like, I'm a different person. I feel fuzzy. I don't feel any different than I did before.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds
Which
like
is
they got the
nice.
dose right then, which is hard to do. Sometimes you have to do that for a few months to get it organized, but it sounds like they got it right.
Nope, we're good.
Excellent.
So, yeah, that's all I had.
Okay.
I just have one to throw out because this will probably still be going on. Any positive vibes and everything to a friend of mine's cousin's son was in a horrible dirt bike accident.
Oh, no.
He's 7. He was on a national circuit type stuff. Severe brain damage.
Oh.
So they've been at the children's hospital since the end of June.
Oh,
And it's going to be a long road in recovery for
Is
the
he going to
family.
live? Or is that still up in the air?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they did a craniotomy to reduce pressure, and they were trying to wean him off sedation for a while there. But yeah, they said at least 2 areas of the brain, it's likely irreversible brain damage.
That's awful.
So any positive vibes, prayers, things that people send out would be helpful for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
Done. Will do.
Sounds good.
thanks.
What's the difference between a genealogist and a gynecologist?
I dread to think.
A genealogist looks up the family tree and a gynecologist looks up the family bush.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining
Thanks
us for this little short one.
Yes.
Don't forget to go listen to the Zoey episode in a few weeks
Yes.
because it's going to be pretty good.
August 29th is when it comes
August
out.
29th. But next week we are doing a recap. It is episode 119. It'll be called Atheist Ghosts and Dinosaur Pee. So just try and figure out what it's going to be about.
What did we talk about in that episode?
Well, we did recap the Dead Files episode from season 3 called Dark Inheritance. This was our last installment in the Chili Chat series. This was Megan's choice.
Yep.
So
a good
that's what we did then. So join us next week where the activity continues.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
The TAC Sideshow episodes are, well, the sideshow to our main event, The Activity Continues, where we recap episodes of the Dead Files TV show. Since we spend a lot of time going off the rails anyway, we thought we'd just release these parts separately for those who like hearing friends chat about any and every topic, sometimes paranormal, sometimes not. We hope you enjoyed this show. We will see you next week. Thank you for listening to the Activity Continues podcast. We really appreciate you giving us your ears for a bit. Please reach out if you have a spooky story you'd like us to share on the show. We can be reached at theactivitycontinues@gmail.com or through our website or